Hello everyone, my name is Christian Weiss, and today I will be presenting robotics in Japan. Let's get right into it. So what is robotics exactly? This is a robot with autonomous or semi-autonomous mechanical device that can perform tasks or actions with varying degrees of complexity. Technical characteristics of robotics include sensing and perception, control systems, actuation. So I included a definition for this one. The rest are pretty self-explanatory, but the actuators are motors, hydraulic systems, or pneumatic systems that enable them to move. So this is basically the joints and the kind of just factors that a robot needs in order to move like a human and act like a human. Also programming and algorithms. So this is kind of like things that it needs to know, what it's programmed to do, if it has a certain job, and then mobility kind of goes hand in hand with actuation. So who's using robotics in Japan? Japan is actually the global leader in the field of robotics, and they have a strong presence in utilizing robotic technology. You see this a lot in manufacturing industries, healthcare, elderly care, agriculture, and disaster response. I thought it was kind of crazy to think about robots helping the elderly, especially today's age, because elderly, a lot of them can barely figure out how to use a phone. So if they look up and see a robot helping them, get up to pee, it's like, that would be insane. It's like you're in a movie. I couldn't imagine, being 90 years old and living in the 1900s and then waking up one day to a robot. It would just blow my mind. So I just thought that was kind of out there, but it's cool. It's cool that robots can help elderly. Moving on, we have where are they using robotics in Japan? So the technology is extensively utilized within Japan across different sectors and industries. As I said, they are the global leader in robotics, so you do see it in a lot of cities in Japan, but the three most prominent are Tokyo, Osaka, and Nagoya. Just for the use of robotics in Japan, these are the three cities that are actively utilizing them and getting them on the road, trying to mainstream the technology. As far as sectors go, so industries, we have automotive, electronics, healthcare. Those three are the most prominent when looking at sectors using robotics in Japan. So why are robotics used in the automotive industry? So I conducted a SWOT analysis, and what I came up with is strengths would be efficiency and precision. With robotics, it's going to be right. They're programmed. Again, it's like humans aren't programmed. They can mess up. Robotics kind of don't mess up. Cost reduction, to an extent. We'll talk about it a little bit more. Safety, consistency, and standardization. Next, we have weaknesses. Initial investment. So this goes back to the cost reduction. You do have a high initial investment, but once you make that investment back, you're not really paying anything. It's kind of like your robot, It's like, so it does lead to cost reduction, but it is a big initial investment. We also have technical complexity, flexibility, and adaptability. So those are a few weaknesses. Not everyone's used to robots, so you're going to have to adapt to the new technology. Opportunities that this brings to the automotive industry would be innovation and technological advancement, also customization and personalization. Threats include economic factors, competitiveness, and ethical and social considerations. Some people just don't like the fact that robots are becoming a thing, and it's kind of like agreeable to an extent. I guess it just depends what you're looking at, but yeah. You got to think about those ethical and social considerations, because if you say, oh yeah, bring your car in, we'll get our robot to look at it, I would drive off. So I would go somewhere else or work on it myself. Just me. So something to think about. So when did we see the mass adoption of robotics in Japan? Where did this come from? When did this happen? So mass adoption of robotics can be traced back to actually the 1980s, which is insane to think about. This is when the country experienced a significant increase in the industrial automation. So some barriers to this adoption would include high initial costs, technical complexity, lack of standardization, and safety concerns. So, can we apply any sustainable development goals to robotics, specifically in Japan? One good one that I found was the good health and well-being, kind of tracing back to that elderly care. You have medical robots now. So these have been developed in healthcare settings to enhance medical procedures, remote diagnostics, and even personalized patient care. So this is awesome. This is great. Hopefully it's all good, no bad. They also have rehabilitation robotics. So this is a design robotic device that and exoskeletons that aid in physical therapy, assistive mobility, and rehabilitation for individuals with disabilities or injuries. So we can see that this can really benefit the good health and well-being of Japan. Robotics can actually, succeed in helping sustainable development goals, such as good health and well-being. So that's it for today. I'm leaving you guys with two truths and a lie. Robotics is only used in the healthcare industry when looking at the utilization factors. Number 2 is Tokyo, Osaka, and Nagoya are the top 3 most prominent use of robotics in Japan. Number 3, the last one, is Japan is a global leader in field robotics. So I appreciate you guys sticking around, and y'all have a good day.